right, all right, all
Good.
right. Again, another town hall. Can you believe it or not? This is our third one. Can you believe it?
Wow, time flies, huh?
it it's pretty insane. A lot of crazy things has happened since the last town hall, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think that first of all, so cold in Florida, and we have iguanas coming down from the trees, right? Like they're
Yeah.
coconuts or something.
I stayed indoors, man. I couldn't. It's too much. It's too much. It was too much. It dropped down to the 30s. Look, man, I'm just grateful. I had a home to stay warm, and things are going good. But other
Yeah.
than that, some pretty exciting news. I don't know how many football people are out there, but Tom Brady just announced that he's
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, I think that this is the proof that anything comes to an end, right?
Yeah.
Even Tom Brady's crazy career, like wow,
22
inspiration,
years.
right?
22 years.
Yeah,
And
and so many
that's-
successes, right?
Yeah. 7 Super Bowls. Definitely. And it's crazy to see somebody at that level to say it's like, oh, I'm not retiring. I just don't want to take the game as competitive anymore. And he says, when you stop being competitive, you no longer going to have success. So I'm not, so it's pretty cool to see the mindset of just like, everyone, no matter what industry you're in, there comes a point where you just can't play at the top anymore. So hopefully you've been bringing somebody along with you on your side that can, fill in your shoes. So yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
amazing.
100%. And I think also it shows all of us and it's something also was important for us in the Live Booster event to bring Nathan Levy, if you all remember, to talk about content creation. There is a huge connection between sports, athletes, professionals, to business in general. For sure, to content creation because they need to gain followers, etc. But the thing is that sports athletes, they are, so focused on what they do, hard workers, so many things that are the same for entrepreneurs and business professionals. And for anyone in this world to have those things inside of you to be able to be motivated and to be successful. So I think that's why we see so many sport athletes very successful after that in the second career in the business world. Of course, sometimes they have a lot of money that they're coming to, so they can invest and they can do things. It's easier. But not only those that were very, very successful. Also people that they were like they had everything as sport athletes, but maybe not the best of the best, and they bring this to the business world, and they're very successful there. So if I'm a father now, and I am for a 2-year-old kid, I will ask him and encourage him to go to be an athlete, even though he's not going to be Tom Brady, just to get this in him as his character.
Right. The drive. There's just drive. It's just the drive, the discipline. Like you said, I think it's important, and it translates to anything. This is Tom Brady's football career ended, but it doesn't mean that he's not going to continue to be more of an impact and have more influence and take those disciplines that he's learned and go out there. Like you said, it just transpires. So it's definitely something good to learn, right? When you grow up with little resources and you have to be resourceful, and you set your mind like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. You go and you just do it no matter what challenge is in your way. And I think that's the same way when it comes to content creation, right? Not everybody has to start creating videos. Everybody has to start live streaming. At first, you're nervous. You're scared. You don't know what to do. I don't know if I push this button, or what if I say something wrong? But the more you do it with the repetition, you're going to improve, you're going to get better, you're going to learn more, and then you start to evolve, and then eventually you're able to then go ahead and deliver your message and create some amazing content. So yeah,
definitely,
I love that.
Definitely. And also all of you should remember, if we talk about that no one expects you to be CNBC or CNN level when you start to create your content. Okay, like people first of all want to listen to what you have to say. Really, the content is very important. Then we want to help you to be able to go up with your content production level and with creativity. It is important to shine among so many content creators, but when you start, it's okay to do mistakes. Like, it's not the end of the world. The sun will rise tomorrow as well. No worries. And just improve. I'm sure that Tom Brady wasn't Tom Brady like today when he just started to play football.
Oh,
Right?
he
was
really
pretty
wasn't.
much maybe the most talented guy in the class. Yes.
Yeah.
But he wasn't exactly like the same and upgraded. I always take this example of Michael Jordan, because I remember him saying, or people said, every season in the between the seasons in the summer, vacation, holiday, he was improving his game another level up.
Right.
And it's Michael Jordan, right? Like, he doesn't need that. So anyone can improve all the time.
Right. 100%. I mean, that was these town halls are here for, right? Our goal is to try to help you be better content creators, to create better webinars, better events, right? Better live or recorded content, and just equipping you with the tools that you need. And just like Elad said, right? Michael Jordan spent his time when nobody was looking, right? Preparing, right? And that's what Evmux allows you to do, right? You're able to prepare your live stream before you go live, right? Allowing you to have the most opportunity for success. So you take those kind of concepts and you try to start looking at what power having a tool accessible to you that allows you to go live, to record, to create content, to prepare your show, prepare your event, prepare your webinar, seamlessly. So it's just like you can take those things that you learn and that these athletes are doing and people in business and incorporate it and say, hey, if I partner with a tool like Evmux, I'm going to be able to create content not only faster, but my content is going to look better, which is going to also be more pleasing to my audience, that they're going to want to come back. They're going to want to share. They're going to want to say, hey, who does your production? And you're going to say Evmux, right? Because you're going to be
so it's not even Evmux. It's
right.
You yourself doing the production. Don't pay to anyone to do it for you and can achieve amazing level. And another point just connected to what you said, I think that having Evmux as a tool to be able to prevent mistakes from you, the capability to edit things before you go live, and even when you are live, to do some edits behind the scenes without your audience even know what's going on, that's huge, specifically if you are just starting. Because if you're a pro, maybe you're not frustrated at all and you just don't do mistakes. Anyone does mistakes, right? But let's say you say, I'm not going to do any mistakes, I'm fine. But for most of the people today, content creation is kind of new. Even people creating content for 2-3 years, it's still new. They learn new things every day. So having a tool preventing you of doing mistakes, and if you did a mistake, you can fix it without the audience be able to see that, what's better.
Right, 100%, and I think that's a great segue to kind of even dive into some of what the topic is for today. Where we're looking to help you create better videos, right? With when COVID hit, everyone had to go ahead and be home, and meetings were now via camera. Webinar, all these kind of meetings that you were having now, right, inside of your home, in your living room, in a bedroom, just in all these locations. But it goes beyond that. But having the ability to have a green screen, right? Have a blue screen and be able to set that up inside of Evmux and be able to change your background to give you more professional look, right? Maybe I don't want everybody looking into my kitchen. I want to be, in an executive suite looking over these trees and this beautiful scenery. And it's just like, so, why don't we just touch a little bit on that, a lot of like, with the power of the green screen before we show them how good it is inside of Evmux.
Yeah, sure. And we have a nice video to showcase, but just before that, I think that I want to touch on a specific point that sometimes make people a bit confused, because in tools like Zoom, Google Meet, and those kind of tools, they do allow you to do some virtual backgrounds, which is very good for these cases that you are in a situation or in a room that you don't really like the background, it's not that appealing and you want to change it, blur it, so many different options that you might have. And this is great for meetings. We're talking about taking it to the next level with having a green screen, and you will see it in the video. Just want to emphasize, you can basically, on the producer side, you can delete totally the background that your guest has, and then you can position it in so many cool positions, and that's amazing. We will talk about it after the video,
Yeah.
So Anthony, kick off the video.
All right, let's go ahead and kick it off. Here's going to be our green screen and how you can utilize it inside of Evmux. Inside of my Evmux account, and what you're currently looking at is the live stream editor. So the very first thing that you want to do is on the left hand side under pro scenes, you want to select add scene. You're going to go ahead and select the empty scene and hit create. And the first thing that we want to do is we want to go ahead and add your camera. So you want to come to the left hand side under layers, select add layer. You're going to scroll down to where it says speaker, and you're going to go ahead and select yourself. Then you're going to see your camera appear, and now we're ready to go ahead and begin the green screen process. So the very first thing that I always recommend is to go ahead and trim and crop your webcam to fit within inside of your green screen. So to be able to do that, once you click on your camera, you're going to see a series of toggles and options. You're going to come to magic animation. So you're going to select the wand, and this is going to give you the option to be able to do the chroma key, which is going to be the green screen. But like I said, the first thing we want to do is select crop. It's going to highlight in blue, letting you know crop is activated. You're going to come to the left hand side, and you're going to just bring it in all the way up into the green screen. You're going to go on the opposite side again, hit crop, and you're going to close it up. So now you can see here that now I'm inside of my green screen. Now the only step remaining is to go ahead and remove it from behind me, giving me the flexibility to put any kind of background behind me. So you want to click on it again, come to the magic wand, you're going to select chroma key, and then you're going to hit active. So you can see here that it instantly went ahead and removed the green screen from behind me. So in order to achieve that, you want to make sure that your green screen is lighted properly. And then you also have the option to be able to increase or decrease the intensity of it. But be careful, because if you increase this too much, it's going to start to bleed into your shirt, into your body, into the things behind you, and it's not going to look as good as it should. So once you have that active, the next thing we want to do is we can go ahead and size ourselves and position ourselves anywhere on the screen. Now, to go ahead and add a background, what we want to do is you want to go back, you want to go ahead and select add layer, and then we're going to go ahead and select a media file. Now you can go ahead and add any image that you want. I'm going to go ahead and add this here. So what you want to see is that the first thing is going to pop up on the screen. So what I want to do first is I want to make it the size of the window that I'm going to be presenting on. So I'm just going to go ahead and take it from the angles and put it there. Now you can see here that you can't see me. So what you want to do is you want to come back to the left hand side under layers, and you want to make sure that you drag and drop yourself above the background. And now you can see here that now I'm present and there's a background behind me, not the green screen. So this is going to work beautiful if you want to do a presentation. So you see here using the pro scenes, I was able to change myself to another scene, and you can see here that now I'm able to go ahead and be presenting while I have my presentation going on behind me. Then I also have the option to be able to change to a different scene just like this and put myself in a different scenario and a different scenario there. So you can see here how just in a few clicks, we were able to go ahead and remove the background and put any background that we want behind us. And just like that, you can once again see the power of Evmux and the quality of broadcasts and recordings you can produce directly from your web browser without any complexity. So go ahead and watch this video right here to be able to learn more about how you can use Evmux. And if you found value in today's video, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a video. I'll see you in the next one. So what do you think? Just like that, right?
I like this video. I like this video, and I like this capability of green screen. Again, it's a bit more advanced. I get it, but we always say that in Evmux, we don't want to limit you. We want it to be very easy to use, but on the other end, if you want to take it to the next level, we are growing with you as content creators, not limiting you. Be creative. We are here to give you the features you need to be able to do that.
Right. And I mean, I think the biggest thing is just being able to present presentations a little bit differently, right? Immersing yourself into the presentation to be able to offer a better experience, right? Not just having a webcam border that's really just blocking, but just gives a different experience to be able to teach, to present, and a different style. But like you said, it's easy, right? And
it's also cheap, right?
And you don't think that you can do this with just a web-based tool, right? And I think that that's where people's minds is going, where it's like, it can't be that easy, right? I can't just have a green screen, go in there, click a button, and my green screen's gone, and my computer's still running smoothly and everything's running right. But it really is that easy, and that's why we say Evmux is your live streaming sweet spot, because we give you the capabilities to be able to create content like no other platform that's out there.
Yeah, I think that's what also made me kind of shocked in the beginning, that we can do this for live streaming, not only for recording content, because when you record content, say, okay, the system has time to do the encoding or whatever the system needs to do. But now we are talking about live streaming.
Right.
And when you have a green screen, again, taking your production level to the next level, when you use tools like Zoom, Google Meet, great tools, okay, so don't take any offense here. But for those virtual backgrounds, you know that sometimes it crops your head a little bit, and
right.
it's not the best. And of course, you cannot delete the background like we do. But with the green screen, even for your Zoom calls, okay, just this is a tip from us. If you do want to use virtual backgrounds in the best way and look amazing, also in Zoom calls and Google Meet calls, of course, when you use Evmux, green screen is recommended because it helps the systems to know where to cut, and then your head won't cut off just without any reasonable any reason, actually.
It definitely changes a lot, because it just gives you creativity. Like, one of the things is that we have to understand as creators, and even if people are coming new or if people that have been in there, you understand the power of live video, right? Not only does live video hold the attention of a user longer, actually 10 to 20 times longer than a pre-recorded content, having the availability to not only use our Pro Scenes feature to set up multiple different green screen settings, right? To allow you to change, right? Almost like you're telling the story if you're creating content. Hey, I'm in my kitchen. Hey, now I'm in this living room. You're able to create this kind of experience by having this green screen that doesn't require somebody to just constantly look at the same background, you behind a wall, on a chair, and just the thing. It pretty much comes down to your creativity. And I think that's the biggest thing, isn't it? With Evmux, we wanted it to be your tool that it was a clean canvas for you to create. Like, why don't you just touch upon that and why we designed Evmux to really be that tool that didn't limit you?
I couldn't agree more. I think that green screen, what I really like about this feature is that it basically blow your mind with what you can do now with content creation, right? Like, I can do, okay, I took off the background, now it's only me. I can do anything I want. I can do crazy shows, and we just talked before we went live today about this crazy thing that I came across when I researched a little bit about what you can do with green screen. And I recommend you all just to do this research, because Evmux gives you the capability. Now let's be creative. Okay, we have that. Let's do it. Let's see what other amazing people, amazing content creators, how they utilized and leveraged the green screen feature. Even in other tools, it doesn't matter. The feature is a feature to be able to take off your background and then, okay, what can I do with it? So I came across a very nice video on YouTube, Oprah Winfrey and President Barack Obama, and they showed how they did the setup for this kind of interview that they had in the beginning of the pandemic. I don't remember exactly when, but they wanted to have the president and Oprah Winfrey face to face, sitting, in front of each other and just conducting an interview. But with the pandemic, it was not possible to bring them to the same place. And what they did, Oprah Winfrey was in a studio or wherever with a green screen. You don't have a studio for that. You can just have a green screen. Okay. But she, because, Oprah Winfrey, it was in a studio. Same thing for the president. And they were sitting in those positions, one in front of the other. You delete the background for Oprah, delete the background for the President Obama, and then you just put a background of like they're in the same place. And you see how easily you cannot even imagine that they are not on the same place. It's crazy. And then this is something that I remember that it was like blowing my mind. Like, wow, what can you do with such like 2 clicks of a button and boom, like it's amazing. Really recommend you all go and do some research on what can you do with green screens as a whole.
Yeah, and just a few pro tips for you. You know, if you do have a green screen, how to get the most use out of it to make your content look as professional as possible, right? So there's two things that you ultimately want to do. Number one, you want to make sure your green screen is lighted properly, right? The more light you have on your green screen, the better your background's going to look, the more realistic it's going to look, right? You're not going to see fuzzinesses on your body, a little bit of green spilling on your clothes, and things of that sort. So lighting is very important, right? The second thing that you want to make sure that you do is you want to make sure you create a little bit of distance from yourself and the green screen to avoid any shadows to happen on the green screen, right? Once again, this is going to help you improve the quality to make your backgrounds look as realistic as possible. And number three, which is by far my favorite tip, don't wear a green shirt, don't wear a blue shirt so you don't look invisible, right? But other than that, I think that's super important. To take that into consideration. Those are tips you can use today to start using them for your green screen. But I mean, there's plenty of ways that you can take advantage of it. 100%.
Yeah. So great tips, Anthony. And I think that it may be important to understand what is the technology behind it. So basically, because the green is so different than us as human beings and our clothes, as long as you don't wear something green, then the system, what it can do, it can, like, understand where is you and where is the background, and then delete the background. So we call it green screen, but it can be blue. We have different options. It can be red, if I'm not mistaken. Green is just something that it's kind of a phrase that people use, and most of the green screens are green. Yes, because usually people don't wear. I don't say usually. I have green shirts, so sorry, but usually people tend not to wear green shirts, and that's why I think they came up with. I'm not a history guy, so I don't know exactly what is the history behind it. You all can go and research, but that's the idea. So yeah, don't wear green shirts.
And I think that's important. Just to kind of touch again on why live streaming is going to truly change in 2022. Definitely wanted to just shed some light on, like, if you haven't started live streaming or hasn't been a part of your marketing strategy or how you're building community with your audience, then you definitely want to consider it. Because when I was looking at these numbers and I was talking to a lot, and I was like, man, like, couldn't have been at a better time to introduce Evmux to the market, because, with all these new technologies and all these people getting used to community and consuming content online, and like I said, more people spend time watching live streams than pre-recorded videos, right? And when you have someone live, it's just a truly different kind of experience. Alad's here with me, right? We're here with you. We're live. Like, you can know that regardless of where you are in the world, this is what we're doing right now, right here in this moment. And one really big one that I wanted to show here says that, live streaming live video grew by 93% with an average viewing time of 26 minutes per session. 26 minutes. Okay. That's a full TV show episode almost, right?
Yeah.
You're holding people's attention.
I think that we hear that specifically in the event use case, that we're coming from the event industry, that sometimes they're really afraid to have any issues, technical issues and things of that sort. So a lot of time they do want to go with pre-recorded videos. It's always this argument between live and pre-recorded. For us as Evmux, we always say, listen, you can use Evmux and leverage it to record amazing content as well and save so much time in post-editing. So it's not that it does really matter to us as a tool, but just in general, as a general conversation, live streaming versus pre-recorded, I'm pretty sure we will have a show specifically about that, and maybe we will have some guests about it to hear, like, pros and cons and different angles of people and point of views. But just in general, for me, myself, I treat pre-recorded versus live like a basketball game or a football game you are watching. You just don't watch it if it's not live, right? Like, you just go to the internet to see the score, to see who win, and that's it. I think that's kind of the same. And it's not that I compare us to what's going on in a basketball game. It's not that interesting. But the idea that you're here with us, you're asking questions in the chat. We can see that. If we have time, we can also react to that. We try our best, of course. Not talking only about us, any content creators. I watch a lot of content, and me myself, I prefer it live. And it's not that we have hundreds of people watching us, but for people that they have hundreds of people watching them, I know as one of the viewers, I'm putting something in the chat and I'm kind of waiting and hoping that they will react to what I said. Okay, so all of this, it's part of the fun of watching live. Like you have this fun out of it, and you know that it's here. And even if there is a technical issue, you know, okay, it is what it is. Okay. When I want to see pre-recorded videos, I'll go to Netflix to watch, you know, a serial or something. I don't need these to be live. No engagement involved.
Right.
Being able to engage with your audience, I think it's a key factor for success. Another thing I would like to say about that is it's not either or.
Right.
Okay. It's also very important to mention you can have a show like this session, for example, is a great example because we had us live, but we had a pre-recorded video involved. Like the green screen video is something we prepared ahead of time. It was important for us to be able to showcase it in the best way, and to do it live won't have the same effect like doing it pre-recorded. So being able to have a mix of pre-recorded and live is amazing. Okay. Also, as a content creator, as a strategy, I have a podcast that I want to put on Spotify, Apple podcast or whatever, and they have only audio recorded content, then of course I would like to leverage that. On top of that, I would go live once a week to engage with my audience. Okay, so that's part of the strategy, and live streaming has to be part of your strategy on top of pre-recorded videos or without any recorded content. That's totally up to you.
Yeah. And I'm glad you said that. I know that we'll talk about this in another town hall, but like Evmux is not just for the creator that's front and center, right? Evmux is a tool that can be used internally, right? Meaning that you're not going live to the public, but you're presenting to your team, right? To your employees. You're hosting and recording presentations behind. So think of it like a tool like Loom or OBS that you can just go in there and record that content and be able to download it, have your overlays, make everything look nice. So it's not just a tool that requires you to say, well, I don't go live. I don't make live content. So Evmux is not for me. And that's not the case. We make content creation easier for you, right? So that means 100%. Any kind of content, whether it's live or not live or just internally for your business, whether that be an internal webinar. We have multiple clients that are using Evmux for internal purposes. So it's important that you realize that we are the tool that facilitates the things that you need to be able to reach and share your message.
100%. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't say it better than you. That's what's so exciting, that people can use, and we see that how they use Evmux to different purposes. We even sometimes surprise, wow, this person used Evmux for this kind of thing. Like, it's crazy how people create content and for what purposes. Another great example that for me it was very new is churches. Okay, like with the pandemic, churches became an amazing, great, huge market for live streaming and content creation, because for people that couldn't come to the church, they live streamed and they kind of understood, okay, anyway, we do the Sunday, whatever. Sorry that I'm not Christian, so I don't know exactly what's going on Sundays in churches. But anyways, it's very nice to hear that. And for a church to be able to grow the community beyond the size of the church, you know, it's crazy. So I don't know how many churches live stream, but I know that we're talking about hundreds of thousands of churches today that do live streams. It's phenomenal.
It's crazy because it's the combination of the internet and the tools that allow you to cut out the middleman, right? You no longer have to go to TV. You no longer have to do this huge production to be able to create that. So it just excites me that we're making it more accessible for people to be able to start creating content and reaching their people, right? If these churches didn't have access to tools like Evmux, they wouldn't be able to go ahead and share that message and be able to connect with those audience and feel like they're still reaching people. And like you said, it goes beyond their local vicinity, right? Where they could have got 100 people locally, now they're reaching thousands, right? Because now I'm able to say, hey, my friend in another state, hey, check this out, and it just makes it more accessible. So it's pretty amazing. Couldn't have been happier to be a part of a company like Evmux, to be able to really start helping people like share their message or just create content a lot easier. I mean, the more we use Evmux, even for these town halls, the more we learn about things and the things that we can do. It's just all about our creativity. 100%.
Yeah, 100%. And I think to kind of, before we wrap up today, I would like, first of all, I see some comments saying that we haven't represented ourselves, like said who we are. That's because maybe it's the third town hall, so and we're kind of thinking that people watching all the time. So first of all, thank you for those that watching us for the first time. Right. So I'll introduce myself. I'm Elad, from Evmux, founder, CMO, working 10 years in the event industry, and now kind of combining event industry and content creation industry, which is so amazing. I live in Florida, next to Miami, so you can come and get some sun. And couldn't be more excited for the journey. And Anthony, please.
Yeah, super excited. Well, I'm Elad's neighbor. I'm always close to Miami as well. So if you want some sun, you can come get some sun with us. So I am the head of content here at Evmux, and super excited. I pretty much focus on trying to educate people on understanding the power of live and recorded content and how to best utilize Evmux to be able to achieve that. And I do that through multiple social media and engaging with the community and just really focusing on how we can be better creators and how we can better reach people through our content. But it's been a great journey. And talking about people, we just welcomed somebody new to the team. And I think that's pretty exciting. Dima, right?
Yeah, so big shout out to Dima, an amazing developer that we kind of tried very hard to convince to come to Evmux. And I think we thought it will be harder, but when Dima saw what we are coming up with Evmux, he was kind of shocked, and he said, I'm joining. So after one meeting that we came of like, okay, what's going on? Dima decided to join. So Dima, huge experience in amazing brands in his experience in the past, now joining the development team in Evmux. So it means we're going to be even better, develop faster. And it means that we want you all to send us feature requests and ideas, feedback, thoughts, whatever you think should be part of the platform. I think that's one of the advantages to be with us when we just start, right? You can be part of it, and we encourage you to be part of it. We want you to be part of it and help us to grow, help us to improve. We have the best of the best development team, I can assure you that.
Yes.
And we will do it fast.
Yeah. And the best way to be able to stay connected with us is going to be to join the Facebook group. That's where the community and the users are being collected to be able to engage with each other, share ideas, and be able to give feedback or even troubleshoot certain things that you may come across. Because at the end of the day, we're human, right? We're not perfect, but at the end of the day, we're working every single day to be 1% better, to be able to continue to make a product that you guys can utilize and feel proud to use and feel confident that the content that you're going to produce using Evmux is going to be great. It's going to work great, and your audience is going to love. So it's definitely the best group to be a part of, especially during this growing phase.
Yeah. So excited about it, seeing this community growing. We are not a lot yet, but we are having more and more people joining. Every week is a crazy week, roller coaster. Next week we have some great projects happening on Evmux. So excited about it. Working so hard to make everything smooth for everyone, and see people smiling and seeing, wow, I didn't know that it's possible. It makes my day every day again and again. So yeah, Anthony, thank you again
Yeah.
for amazing town hall. It's
Yes.
been almost 40 minutes. Wow,
Yeah.
so long,
Right.
but so quick that like
So
for
quick.
me, I enjoyed every minute of it, and I'm
Right.
starting to get used to it.
Yeah, and then we'll just keep going. And every week, we always get a message after the town hall throughout saying, "Hey, thank you. I watched the replay," or "I'm really excited for what you guys are developing." So keep sending those messages. We're gonna keep showing up. We're gonna keep listening. We're gonna keep improving, and we're gonna go ahead and just keep going. There's just nothing stopping us from being able to be as creative as possible and creating a tool and a platform that's like no other that's out on the market, because we focus on the users who are using the tools and the tools that they need. So on that note, Lad, it's always been a pleasure to connect with you every single week doing these town halls. I'm just excited for what's to come. So everyone, thank you so much for coming. Super happy. And Lad, that's pretty much it for us.
Yeah, I'll see you in the next one, right?
All right. Yeah. I'll see you in the next video. Right. And that's it.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for watching.
Right, take it easy. All right, I'm live. That was easy.